Just a heads up, by the way, major spoilers or spoilers in this video if you haven't played the Callisto Protocol and you're planning to play it. A small heads up, you might not want to watch this video because I do show some stuff and that you might consider spoilers or might not. It's up to you. I'm just giving you the heads up now so you don't blame me in the comments or whatever. Yeah, heads up. So, the Callisto Protocol came out just today, and I already had my fair share of it. I beaten it on the hardest difficulty, maximum security, I think that's what it's called. And, it wasn't as expected, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Callisto Protocol, from what I saw from the trailers a year ago, I thought it was gonna be pretty cool. I mean, it looked nice, it looked pretty great. I thought I was getting a true horror game experience. I thought I was gonna get that in this game, but I really didn't. I mean, there was really no horror in the game. I would say. I mean, I wasn't really scared. I wasn't really like. I guess you can say that the horror aspect of the game is really the atmosphere and just the environment around you, and I guess like some cheap little jump scares that you find throughout the game, or as you progress through the game, they just throw at you the jump scares. Other than that, though, after like the first 30 minutes or maybe even an hour, you really start to sink in like this really isn't that scary or really horror. I would say it's kind of like a survival action third person shooter game, really. I would take out the horror out of it. And I would also probably add beat 'em up, since how much you're beating the fucking monsters over and over again in the game. Really, I mean, Jesus. I would say this: I was not experiencing any lag, stuttering, frame rate issues, or performance issues. And this is just solely on the PS5 version of the game. I heard that the PC version of it was very bad and like uh it was just running poorly with stuttering and shit like that. I did not get any of that at all. So, I mean, I had a good experience with the game. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it was the best experience ever. I would say it was just okay, good. I mean, it wasn't boring. I had some fun with it. Especially with the unique mechanics that they added into the game, which is dodging. Right, dodging was a very unique aspect of the game, to where you can dodge left and right, or even block, obviously, uh, from enemies' attacks. And the dodging is a little bit weird sometimes, but I mean, I don't necessarily hate it nor love it. I mean, dodging, you literally just dodging throughout the whole game. Like, you are literally dodging. There is no way you can go into a battle without dodging at least once, right? Dodging is such an important part of the game that you're just doing it constantly over and over again, and you're just getting used to it. And once you get used to it, the game is like actually like a breeze, unless you're like getting jumped by 5 monsters. um the game itself is okay. I mean, obviously, the mechanics of the game, there's stomping and there's like telekinesis, all from Dead Space, right? And of course, that's pretty much well known, because the game was literally made by leftovers from the Dead Space team. They made a new team called Crafton, which made this game. And obviously, there's going to be some elements of Dead Space in it, but I wouldn't say it's exactly like Dead Space. I think these two games are very separate from each other. The story part of the game, you start as this guy named Jacob. You're a pilot doing a job, and the job goes badly. You end up crashing, and you end up going to jail. You literally end up going to jail, and that is the setting of the game. You are literally That's the beginning. You're literally in jail. Um, Chaos broke out. You are released from the cell, and you are trying to get out of what is called Black Iron, right? Or just trying to get out the place in general. The story part of the game isn't that great either. I mean, I don't think Callisto Protocol was meant to be a story-driven game. Unless I'm completely wrong, then for me it just didn't feel like that. For me, it just felt like the horror experience was what the game was meant to be. Um, the the vast variety of weapons were also really good. I mean, there was 2 shotguns, 2 pistols, 1 assault rifle. Really a lot of variety, and a melee weapon. I mean, how much variety can you get, right? And also the dialogue between characters with Jacob and other characters that you meet along the way that will be very important throughout the story. Is very, very friendly and very good.
I can't see anything out there. So,
Don't fucking talk to me.
what's your problem?
Just stop. We're almost there.
Callisto Protocol for me wasn't really worth the $70 that I spent on this game because I pre-ordered it, right, and I got I think the day one edition. And even with the day one edition, you just get like a new skin, like a new prisoner suit, and even after that, you don't get to see that skin like halfway out through the game because you just gain a suit, right? So you can't just see that. And then you also get kind of a head start with a thing that you can sell for like money, and that is used to upgrade your weapon. So if you want the day one, go ahead, but I don't think you can get it anymore. But I think Callisto Protocol for me was definitely worth at least like at the lowest $40. I think this game was at least worth 40, not 70. 40 to like 60, I think the game was that much worth. Especially with the runtime of like 7 to 8 hours, and that's if you're just like diving through the game, just going through it, flowing it like water. And not doing really any exploration and anything like that. You'll at most get through the game 7 to 8 hours. And especially it's so low because there's no puzzles. There's no interesting barriers that you need to get through. You're literally just walking just through corridors and hallways getting to your objective. That's literally it. There was no really uniqueness when they were coming up with the game or anything like that, and that's really tough to say because I was really looking forward to the game, right? So it's really hard for me to say that there was really no effort putting into the to that aspect of the game. Um the enemies, right, were very interesting. There were some few glitches though with my like character and player model. I would say that though. You know what? I like this part of the game. I think this is great. Oh fuck. Hear noises. I'm in danger. Alright, let's stop. Well, let's get back to the enemies. The enemies were there was a lot. There was a variety. I wouldn't say there was that many. I wouldn't say there was a whole bunch of them, but there were some things that were being repeated over and over again, like for an enemy 4 times that was repeated throughout the whole game, and it was just annoying. It was bare annoying. It was like, wow, okay, this is just getting lazy at this point. You could have made a different mini boss throughout the whole section of the game, but you decided to reuse this one mini boss throughout the whole game. So I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just like, come on, Crafton. You know, this game we were waiting for. That doesn't mean you have to like be like lazy about this game. All right, let's be real. The cinematics in the game were great. I think that went well, but other than that, that's literally just it. I think those are my thoughts. Callisto Protocol was very disappointing because I just had high expectations for it. But then again, it wasn't boring. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like unbearable to play. I also forgot to add that there's also some stealth mechanics in the game, and also like the upgrade trees obviously for the weapons. That is my bad. I forgot to add that. Anyways, back to it. But I think those are my thoughts, and I'll see you all later when I review a different game or something. I don't know. See you all later.